Hello, it's been a while. Welcome to your meditation for your bi-weekly tarot pick a card reading. This is just your moment to tap in, ground yourself. You can do this by simply just closing your eyes, taking a couple of deep breaths, just so you're seeing with your mind's eye and not your physical eye. A grounding practice and a protection practice is always recommended for these readings. When you're ready, you can just gaze at the piles and see which one attracts you the most. This could be the stones, the colors, the positions of the deck, the cards. Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Let's begin. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Katarina Lukin, and these are some of the tools that I use to tap into my energetic frequencies. And this pick a card is all about what we need to know in the next 2 weeks. So only take what resonates. I usually start with the overall energy, what we need to know, where is it all going, and then I finish off with some oracles. This time I think I only have one. So for you, my group ones, you have Strength card. Wow. So it's in reverse. For you, it's going to be really to find that perseverance the next 2 weeks. You might be going or have been going through a lot lately, and it's just a question of not giving up. For you, it's gonna be very important not to give up. I'm really feeling like it's been going on for maybe even years, and the Strength card, like as this theme over here, has always, well, to me, is telling me that it's coming close to an end. That's why it's giving you that extra push. It really wants you to dig deep and just put one foot in front of the other. I feel like you've been dealing with maybe a lot of people in your life, specifically, I don't know, I'm feeling addiction. Maybe there was someone in your environment that you needed to help with addiction, family members, friendships. All I know, it's been really heavy and hard, especially for the heart center. It's been something that you've been just wanting to finally be free from. And I'm here just to tell you that it's almost over. And if this is not in regards to addictions, it might be in regards to an abusive relationship of some sort. And it doesn't have to be love, but it could be in the work environment. It could be, and I don't know why I'm feeling somebody in authority, an authority figure. Regardless of what it is or who it is, it's coming close to an end. It's basically to find that inner strength to keep moving forward, to see past the veils, and to give yourself the energy instead of focusing and directing that energy towards the person or the situation. If you can bring that energy back to you, you won't be as depleted by the end of these 2 weeks, or just in general. So what we need to know, and where is it all going? Definitely coming close to an end. You have the Three of Cups over here, yet you do have the Moon in reverse, and you have the Hangman. And then what we need to know, we have the Death card, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, and the Shadow Work in reverse. And they're all in reverse, these ones. So what we need to know, to me, what we need to know is that it is coming to an end, all this hardship. But it is there because there's still a lot of things left for you to uncover. The Moon card, especially here in reverse, is that you've been reluctant. To me, it almost gives me the vibe of the reversed Judgment, or the reverse tower, where it's like you don't want to see the truth, because I feel like the situation has more to do with you than it does what it has basically to do with the people involved. All this is just helping you find out what kind of illusions have you been telling yourself about this situation or this person or yourself. I'm feeling like you've someone who's very hard on yourself, and for you, this is one practice to really see, how can I love myself even despite all this? How can I find love for these people despite of all the hardships? I almost feel like there's a veil that's being lifted. It's just for some reason you're more stuck on the guilt and the shame and the self-pity than you are the actual lessons at hand. Like, what are you learning from this? Maybe it is just a question of focusing on the things that you do want instead of the things that you don't want, right? You have the Hangman over here too, which is like, especially with the moon card in reverse, is, to me, it's all about, you're not supposed to be where you are right now. You're in a standby position. You're hanging upside down. You're kind of hanging in the abyss right now with all the situation. You don't really know what to do because you're not supposed to be doing anything. You're supposed to be celebrating your wins. You're supposed to be looking at the stuff that you do appreciate. Maybe look at the support system that has been helping you, that has been filling up your cup, even despite all the drama of this 3D reality. And it's to focus on that. It's to focus on these moments of not moving forward. Maybe you have kids and it's just a question of focusing and having fun with them, right? Realizing why you're doing all these things, why you're moving forward with all of these hardships and dramas, and how could you remove yourself from this drama? If it's not physically, how could you remove it emotionally and mentally? And then where this is all going, you have the Death card in reverse, you have the King of Pentacles in reverse, and you have the Shadow Work in reverse. And I was just talking about the Death card. So actually I was talking about Judgment, but Death also is a resistance in letting go of the past, letting go of the old story, letting go of the old emotions and mental turmoil, right? Is it your emotions that is in charge, or is it you? Is it your soul that is in charge in all this? And in this situation where this is all going is a letting go of control, is what I'm seeing here. And the only way to actually do that and accomplish that is not resisting the shadow work. I feel like for you, where this is all going is, I'm seeing a leveling up. But a leveling up that you believe you're not ready for. It's like, we say, oh, we want the money, but then when we see all the responsibilities that might be attached to all that money, we might not be as attracted or want it as much, right? We say we want to be an entrepreneur, we want to help and create something, but then there's so much work behind it, so we scare ourselves off, right? So for you, where this is all going is the realization of what you truly do want. But to do that, you need to sit with yourself and ask those empowering questions. Instead of saying, why always me? Say, what skills am I going to acquire once this is over? Where is this leading me towards? Or if you see that you're still in that victim state, how could you empower yourself? I'm saying all this because you have the King of Pentacles in reverse over here, but for me, I feel like that's where you're heading. You're heading towards the creation of this kingdom, this creation of this abundant life of yours, towards this spark. I almost feel like you've been reluctant to shine your light. It's like you were shining it a little bit and now you stopped shining it because you fell back into this victim state, or you fell back into the drama. I mean, we all do it, right? It's so much easier to focus on our drama and everybody else's drama than to focus on the things that we actually do need to work on. and then always making that conscious decision that that's where we're heading, right? Like for me, example, it's been an ongoing, like just making these videos, I've been having resistance towards it, and the urge of just putting it off the next day or tomorrow or after tomorrow has been so strong that at a certain point your willingness needs to be stronger than the past self and the past urges, right? So even, especially when it comes to mental and emotional, sometimes our mental and our emotionals are so strong that we're just like, oh, we just want to put it off until tomorrow. But is that conscious decision that you're going to be like, no, I am walking towards this version of myself that is more confident, that is more perseverant, that is stronger, and if it's boundaries that you need to put, is able to put boundaries, or just able to celebrate even when things are not going according to plan, right? So for you, I feel like where this is all going is a shedding of the old. There's still going to be resistance. I feel like in the next 2 weeks, there's going to be a lot of resistance. However, if you relinquish control, if you release this control of needing to know, of the pity party, and you'll know exactly what kind of vibes I'm talking about, because these are energies that deplete us. These are energies that we don't feel energized anymore. We just feel a lack of that. So anything that's pulling your attention, that's just draining you, especially our own thoughts, we'll know exactly what needs to be different and change in that moment. It's just to be conscious and to pay attention to it. I'm curious to see what this oracle, I had a feeling that it was going to be the king, because this is where you're heading. Or I almost feel like you might be attracting a figure, an emperor, a king of some sort, that will help you in the recognizing your own masculine energy, but in a way that's more aligned. Because for me, an aligned king is someone who has both feminine and masculine energies. And if you are dealing with people who are, vindictive and not really balanced or not really aligned, it's easy to pick up those energies and then become these people, because you're like, well, that's not fair, right? But a true entrepreneur won't allow others to change their values or others to change who they truly are in the name of fairness, right? So for you to have this king over here, and over here you have man authority, male sexual energy, things pertaining to the law and justice, I feel like that's what you're building for yourself in the near future. But for you, I feel like there's still so much resistance. I don't know, I'm just feeling the resistance, especially with the shadow work in reverse and everything else here in reverse. The first thing that you need to do is enjoy this moment of standstill and enjoy the little things, right? She's smelling the roses and the flowers as she's just hanging from this cord. And you have over here these people that want to celebrate, that want to just have fun and laugh. But you're over here just contemplating and trying to go deeper, when in reality, whatever will come up, whatever will uncover in due time. The more you force, the harder or the slower the answers will come. So for you is to just be okay with the unknown, be okay, and to know yourself. Like, who are you? Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? How does your kingdom look like? How does it feel once you stepped into this role? Or if somebody is stepping into this role, maybe you've been working so hard and you just want somebody to take the this load off in terms of masculine energy. Well, what kind of person will be entering, right? What kind of characteristics? How do you feel around this person? If you have children, how will they feel around this person? What kind of examples do you want to set? Coming into that idea of like, okay, well, this is not me anymore. So where am I going? What am I stepping into? There's always multiple realities for ourselves. And it's just a question of tapping into that one reality that is the one that makes your heart sing. But before you can do that, you have to ask yourself those very important questions. I'm thinking. I almost feel like I want to pull another oracle card. Let's get one more oracle card. Light Seekers, one more oracle card for my group ones. Language of light. Rediscover humble wanderer and communication. This to me is just like a confirmation of everything I just said. For you is just one, rediscovering who you are, what you want, how you want it, by really letting go and stop looking and focusing on the stuff that you don't want anymore. And to just dive into these, almost like the page of wand energy, where you're just asking the question, you're having fun here, you're practicing here, you're elevating here, all in good fun, all in good faith, in the sense of rediscovering what your heart's desires are. But we will read from the book for this one. The language of light is written amongst sound, waves, and frequencies. Any object that has a high resonance falls within the light language and is multidimensional. Often, when viewing the language of light, symbols, numbers, and geometrics take center stage. One example of this language resides within the realm of sacred geometry and is often used in energy clearing, sacred intentions, prayer, meditation, and mindful practice. Water spirits such as dolphins, whales, and seahorses have unique alignments with light languages. These graceful water creatures emit high-frequency sound waves that shatter dense energy fields with precision and purpose. Highly intelligent and protective, these beautiful beings will share their mystical intelligence if you meet them with respect, humility, and peace. Galactic guides, the Seven Sisters, request you immerse yourself in high frequencies that can uplift your soul and spirits to improve your vitality. Rediscover the old and ancient, reduce waste, and upcycle to help the environment. This simplicity will take room for new energy, bringing more joy to yourself and to your life. The communication of light language through your celestial channel will encourage you to try new things, including interests in traveling to foreign lands and learning new languages that support your personal and spiritual growth. Just as with learning a new language, try not to get lost in spirit language. Serenity comes with peaceful action. Speak with silence. And the sacred crystals is the Larimar. And the affirmation, if you want to affirm it, is I hear the language of light clearly. I speak with renewal spirits. For me, honestly, what I'm getting about with all this is to tap into meditative states, to go back to basics and really go into a space where you can hear the higher versions of yourself, where you can hear your guides, your spirits, your angels. It's time to let go of stagnant energies through all of these different modalities. Ones that you probably practice and that you put on the back burner is what I'm getting over here. But that is all I'm having. That's all I have for you, my beautiful pile of ones. I hope you've enjoyed this. Like, share, subscribe. And write me a comment if this has resonated in any way, and if so, what part of it. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful next 2 weeks. Ciao. Hello, group 2. My name is Katarina. This is your bi-weekly pick a card reading. It's been a while since I did any kind of readings right now on this channel. Welcome, welcome. I think that's it. We'll dive right in. Basically, what I tend to do is get the overall energy for the next 2 weeks, what we need to know, and where is it all going, and then I finish off with an oracle card. So let's go right into it. You have Temperance. Patience, patience, patience is the theme for you for the next 2 weeks. For you, it's going to be very important not to force anything, not to control anything. My eyes are going over here with this. I believe it's an eagle bringing the skin and kind of stretching out the skin with their fangs over here. For me, it's a question of overthinking and just allowing your emotions just to get to you. And I feel for some of you, you have a tendency of numbing yourself, whether it's with alcohol, drugs, maybe too much coffee, maybe working out too. Sometimes we don't want to face and don't give ourselves enough time to actually be with our emotions. So anything, even if it's a positive distraction, is still a distraction, right? I feel like you're not supposed to be doing anything really. I mean, besides your day-to-day business for the moment, but you're not supposed to be overdoing it. You're not supposed to be forcing. I feel like for you, it's all about rest. I feel like for some of you, you will be traveling soon. I'm saying that because you have this bird and that you've been overthinking things. Just know that it will all get done. Everything will be done. Everything will eventually get done, whether you force it or not. Just take it one step at a time. And that's it, really. It will all, I'm getting also like it would all make sense. It will all make sense, this pause. And I feel like it's like the calm before the storm. There's going to be a lot of work for you to do later. So right now it's just a question of taking it one step at a time. You don't want to force anything and then have it backfire, right? Let's see what our cards have to say. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Unseen. Interesting. That's an extra card. And the Three of Stones. And then we have the King of Swords in reverse, the Five of Wands in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse. So the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Unseen, and the Three of Pentacles. So what we need to know, again, for me, the Wheel of Fortune is like the Temperance. So you're at a standstill. You feel like things are not moving forward, or at least they're not moving forward as fast as you can. There's a lot of things that are happening underneath the surface that you are not able to see or quite understand right now, that are working in your benefits. And it's one of the reasons why things have not been moving forward as fast as you would have hoped. There's still work for you to do in terms of if this is a move, there's stuff that you need to take care of here before. And I feel like a big part of it is you to figure out what you want. Like the biggest takeaway for me for the Three of Stones, which is the Three of Pentacles in the original, and it's usually somebody working on their craft, for you is to work on knowing what it is you want. Because the universe is by your side. It wants to give you everything you want. It's just, it's feeling that you're confused, and you just have to work and being more aware of, what kind of people you want around you. How do you want to feel when you're around those people? What kind of work you want to do? How do you want to feel when you do that work? I apologize for all the noise. For you is really to see if you want to actually do something specific how are you going to acquire those skills? What are the skills that you need? And do the things that you want actually go hand in hand with the values that you want to uphold? I feel like that's the work that you need to do right now for you at this very moment. You probably already are doing it because this is what we need to know. Where is it all going for you? Is an ending of fighting. I feel like you're going to stop fighting with yourself in the next 2 weeks, especially if you start really asking those empowering questions, those questions that are going to propel you and move you forward, or get really clear on the vision that you want. I feel like there will be an ending of fighting, not only with yourself, but with everybody around you as well, because you're going to be so clear, you're going to be so determined that nobody will be able to stop you. Now you have two kings over here. You have one of swords and you have one of wands. So you have the king of passion, you have the king of communication and thoughts. And for me, where this is all going, I feel like for the next 2 weeks, it's going to be to align these two very entrepreneurial energies and not allowing or your thoughts or your words to get the best of you, or somebody else's words or thought gets the best of you, and also not burning out as well. The King of Wands could be very impulsive, could fall very quickly into a burnout by not taking rests. So for you, I feel like you don't want to be too impulsive. You're basically, where this is all going is in a state of balance where you're not going to be impulsive anymore. You will weigh what needs to be weighed, but more importantly, you're not going to allow the limiting beliefs to control you anymore. Well, at least that's where you're going. And that's probably, when you start asking these questions, that's exactly what you're going to be doing. You're going to be eliminating, you're going to be uncovering all of these limiting beliefs. Because once you start saying, well, I want the big mansion, but then if your brain is telling you, oh, you can't have that, or you don't deserve that, or you're not worthy of that, or you don't need that, all that stuff, all those are your limiting beliefs, and is to face that and to rewrite those stories, because you don't want those stories there next to the wants and the desires and the things that you need at this moment. It's, you want to reprogram those stories, and I feel like that's where you're heading right now. You're uncovering all the things that are unseen, all the stuff that, you know, because you're not moving forward, it's because you still have limiting beliefs that you need to face, you need to uncover. And I feel like this Three of Stones over here is that work. How are you limiting yourself? And why are you limiting yourself? And to really start stating, like, well, are these limiting beliefs ultimately true? And they're not. There's no God in the sky that's telling you you're not worthy of that mansion, or not worthy of that, you know, $1 billion contract. It's just, there's nobody in the sky saying that you're not worthy of it. There's only us, ourselves, that have limited ourselves from, yes, maybe our environment, maybe the way we were programmed once upon a time, but you're the boss right now. And I feel like that's where you're heading. You're heading towards this alignment where you're not going to allow your limiting beliefs actually control you anymore. And more importantly, you're not going to be impulsive. You're not going to let your desires for something overrule your values and your wants and your needs. I feel like you're going to come to this beautiful alignment. It might not happen in the next 2 weeks, but that's where you're heading. And I feel like this standstill is really for you to get all that in check. Because if you don't get that in check and you decide to move, you're moving away somewhere, you're going to be in the same position over there as you were here. And trust me, you don't want that. So this next 2 weeks, the reason why things are not moving forward, the reason why you're in a standstill, is so you face these belief systems and you face these programs and you start stopping them in their tracks and you actually start reprogramming them. It's going to take some time because there's always a lag period and there's always a momentum that needs to be subsided. There's always a momentum that needs to be stopped before you can actually start a new program, start a new momentum. But if you keep doing it and you keep facing these beliefs through your desires, through your wants, through your needs, you'll start seeing where you are limiting yourself and how you're limiting yourself mindfully, emotionally, and you will not be this king in wands in reverse. We will be the king of wands, which is aligned, passionate. He knows when to act. He knows when to not act. He is not reactive. He is responsive. And all this will trigger something within your heart. And I feel like you're just going to explode. You're going to become this incredible entrepreneur. Birth and rebirth. You cannot make this stuff up. Energy will never lie. We can always lie to ourselves, but energy will never lie. This is exactly what I'm saying. You're being reborn by facing all this, by facing the unseen, by admitting to yourself how you've been limiting yourself. I feel like you're going to stop blaming your environment, because your environment never stopped you from writing that book or doing that thing or doing that research. It's at the end of the day, most, if not 99% of the time, is us that's stopping ourselves. And if we do have somebody that's stopping us, it's our responsibility of going away or removing ourselves from that situation, right? We're gonna read from the book. Like this ends this card reading majestically. Honestly, I could not have picked a better card for you, better oracle card. So, birth and rebirth, inspiration and new life are here. Rejoice, for spring is in the air and you're beginning again. This marker bodes well for any new project, endeavors, relationships, travel, or idea to that shape and be birthed into the world. So it didn't write travel, but I'm including it here. It also reminds you that anything old or painful can be brought forth or transformed by a new and creative perspective. So basically facing the limiting beliefs, rewriting the story. By doing that, you're recreating a new program, right? So this marker reminds you that the process leading up to the birth can feel cumbersome, restrictive, painful, and never ending. Yet the final shift brings an extraordinary gift of new life, a new vision born of surrender, and a total release. Know that you've come far and are at a place to celebrate your ideas and all things anew. This card asks that you align yourself with the mystery of spirit, the true source of creative energy and power. None of us are inspired without the subtle and profound influence of the soul's longing and the urgings of the divine. Remember the prayer. Make me a channel of divine creativity. Use me as an instrument of a higher will and watch a miracle unfold. So, in addition to everything that I just said, you releasing yourself from these outdated beliefs, outdated energies that no longer serve you, and just welcoming in, even if you don't know what you want to do or where you want to go, just asking these questions will prime your brain into finding and seeking the solutions or answers, right? So let's say you're moving and you have a lot of boxes that you have to sort out. You just by asking the question, okay, what's the best way of sorting these boxes out, instead of cussing the boxes and being like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. How am I ever going to get this done? You're going back to the old programs, but not only that, you're limiting your brain into finding solutions into how to actually resolve this situation with boxes, because you haven't asked your brain a question into finding a solution. You've just complained to your brain, so it's just going to give you more reasons to complain and make you feel like you need to complain some more. You understand what I'm saying? As soon as you say, what is the best way for me to get rid of these boxes or organize these boxes, your brain will automatically, because that's what it's designed for, it's just a computer, it will automatically find solutions. But as soon as you say, how am I ever going to get this done? You're telling your brain that it's impossible for it to get it done. And it's not, it's just going to give you more proof and reasons to why you can't get it done, right? Does that make sense? Let me know if this makes sense. Let me know if this has resonated for you. Pile 2, like, share, subscribe. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Ciao. Hello, my group 3s. Welcome to your bi-weekly pick a card reading. It's been a while. Welcome, welcome. My name is Katarina Lukin. So the way I operate, I always go with the overall energies for the next 2 weeks, what we need to know and where is it all going. And then I finish off with some oracles. I only picked one this time around, but let's get right into it. The Devil in reverse. So the first impression that I'm getting with this Devil in reverse is how you are releasing yourself from your addictive patterns. So whether that's physical, mental, or emotional, you have taken off the mask, or you're slowly taking off the masks, and you have been, right? The next 2 weeks, there's more masks being taken off, but I almost feel like it's a joyful thing. Like you're starting to realize like, oh, this is what I was wearing when I'm with this person, or this is the mask I was wearing when I was that person. And I feel like you're finding joy into releasing all of these addictive patterns and behaviors and really enjoying this journey of you rediscovering who you are, rediscovering yourself. Yeah, I feel like you're also able to communicate better with others, communicate what your wants are, what your desires are, a lot more than what you used to. In the next 3 weeks, and if that's not the case, I feel like in the next 2 weeks, that's where you're heading. You're heading into a better communication with yourself and with the people around you as well. And I feel like you're starting to see also everybody else's masks. Like you're starting to see them clearer and without judgments. Like I feel like you're someone who used to judge others for the masks that they're wearing, but I feel like you're starting to realize, or you will start to realize how, these are just their survival tactics. It's something they felt they needed in those moments. I feel like just a more sense of compassion and empathy for you for the next 2 weeks. So that's fun. What we need to know is Seed of Wands reverse. We have the Flower of Wands. So the seed is the page, the flower is the queen. We have the High Priestess in reverse. We have 7 of Pentacles reversed, Hermit, and you had 4 cards. You have the Devil again, where this is all going, and then the Sun in reverse. So for you, what we need to know, I feel like you've sparked a fire within you. What we need to know is that there's a fire that's been sparked. There's a fire that's been sparked within you. But there's still things that need to be uncovered. Like the High Priestess is always the unseen, the unknown, right? And in reversed over here, with everything else, I feel like you're almost over. Like you've tried a bunch of stuff and you found that one thing that really sparks your soul. And to me over here, the Page of Wands in reverse is just like a confirmation that it's like, you don't need to seek anymore. Like you know what it is right now. And it's just a question of uncovering the method, the where, the how, the when. And I feel like that's gonna come to you. You don't have to force anything. And I say that because you have the Hermit over here on where this is all going. I feel like eventually you're gonna hermit yourself. Maybe you're gonna go somewhere, just be you, yourself, and you. And I feel like you're just gonna face whatever demons you have left to face. Or at least remove yourself from anybody trying to convince you otherwise. You have the Sun over here in reverse at the end, but for me, the Sun, it's always a positive. It's a bright reverse is always positive. I don't even see the Sun even in a possibility of it being anything but just a sacred yes, a sacred, like I feel like you're entering You will be entering the next 2 weeks. You will be entering, or there might be a little bit of delays. It's not going to happen just yet, but that's the direction that you're going in. The Sun card over here is like illumination, but you still have to kind of go, I almost feeling like a dark night of the soul over here. That's still stuff that needs to be uncovered. And I think it has something to do with like you being able to have that even exchange, asking for help, that give and take. The Seven of Pentacles. I feel like some people are gonna try to get you back into that old version of you by getting you to do things for them without there ever being an even exchange. I feel like if some of you have children and have been dealing with, let's say you guys are divorced and you've been dealing with one of the parent, like the counterpart, your ex-lover, and they've been trying to grab your attention, or you know, like misery likes company sometimes. So it might not be an ex-lover, it might be just the universe testing you and being like, yes, you found this spark, you know what you want, you know where you're going. Let's see how bad you're gonna stay there, right? The idea is to keep staying in that consciousness, being conscious of everything that's going on. And for you, I feel like you're gonna have those moments, and I feel like you're gonna just be with yourself because you know this is what you need to do, that you need to face these limiting beliefs, these demons, because you know where you're heading, you know where you want to go, like you know where you want to go, you know you want to be happy, you know you want to have peace of mind. And what's important to know is that the best way of moving past and beyond these addictive personalities or emotional addictions, or like people that are trying to just reel us back into the old versions, is that they are the best lessons, right? And I almost feel like, yes, go into that cave, go into that cocooning state, but do allow the triggers to happen, because that will propel you even quicker into this direction that you want to go. And I feel like this hermit is more you tapping into these almost psychic abilities. For me, I see the Queen of Wands as, I mean, the cup of the Queen of Cups is also very psychic, I feel, because watery energy and all that. But fiery spirit, like, to me, is someone who could tap into all of their hearts and desires. And if you've had a heart and desire to actually tap into these different psychic abilities, I feel like you going into this cave, this hermit mode, that you will be able to tap in to these beautiful gifts that you do have. Yeah. So what we need to know over here is that you found your fire. You've done all the testing. You know exactly what you want. You're still trying some stuff, but I feel like you know exactly what you want. And there's still stuff that's left to uncover for you to achieve all that. And I feel like where this is all going in the next 2 weeks, you will find people testing you. And it's a great test. You need these people, because I feel like those are the ultimate triggers to see if there's still work that needs to be done within us, right? If there's still guilt, shame, that we need to have compassion, empathy for ourselves, for give loves to ourselves, for uncover all of those memories, past memories. And then, yes, entering that solitude so you can really process all of these will be very beneficial. Process all of these stagnant energies. Me, I just see the devil as stagnant energies, right? Keeping you stuck so you can move towards the light, your light, shine your lights. Now I'm curious. Death. Yes. So yes, you are literally taking out all the masks. You're letting go of all the old versions of yourself. This 2 weeks, I feel like it's an intense 2 weeks, but I feel like you've mastered and are starting to appreciate these moments. And I feel like you're starting to enjoy them, because you know that right after there is a burst of new life force energy that's going to arrive, because you're going to be stepping into this new version of yourself. And we're going to read from the book. Here it is. 43. No, 46. This marker portends a time of transformation, a total change of attitude, the death of the old. Regardless of how death presents itself, it is a necessary aspect of all things. Always remember the phoenix that rises up out of its own ashes to soar in the wind, renewed, filled with this life. Renewed, filled with life. Death is the winter of things, part of the cycle of life. When you receive this marker, you are reminded that all things have their sessions. Take courage, for in surrendering to death, in time you will be blessed with extraordinary new life. Rejoice, for that which dies fertilizes and fortifies the new. Endings always point to fresh beginnings. So yes, you are removing the masks, you're letting that old version die. And by death only means that it is fertilizing the new that you're going into. And this is what it is. You're stepping into your light. And it's going to take a bit of time because you don't want to rush this process. Bask in it. Mourn these past versions of you, right? Especially if you are a mother, sometimes we forget that we need to mourn the woman that we were, the body that we had, which was an old version before we entered motherhood. Does that make sense? I'm sure fathers go through something, but women actually go through the physical aspect of this death, right? So yeah, it's crazy because I feel like it's so intense. I feel like what you're going to go through and what you've been going through is so intense, but it's just, you've welcomed it so well. So just continue this welcoming. Don't take anything personally. Just know that it's in your benefit, is for you to let go of the old and enter the new. And just continue this beautiful journey that you've decided to step into. Not a lot of people have the courage to do that. So hats off to you, my pile threes. And that's it. Let me know if this has resonated. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you all very, very soon. Ciao.